Mr. Josh Lathe. Ryan Drake, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be able to see him in the new feature film, Jews Brothers. He plays Shadrach Blues. They're on a mission to get to Chicago to file their taxes on time. By any means necessary. Saw a whole lot of white people putting their fist up earlier. It's kind of a dangerous sign when there's a black guy on stage in Oklahoma. This is about to become a whole different kind of church. Not better, not worse, just different. Just different. I like you guys a lot. You might recognize my shirt from the background of Saved by the Bell. This is going really. This is my fourth 40 of the day. Hell yeah! Thank God for brown paper bags and cops that don't give a shit. Am I right? I got here really early because I'm in an improv group and we were supposed to perform at 1, and they told us to be here 2 hours early. So I guess we could tech our improv. Because we have a pretty elaborate setup of human beings. So to make sure all our suggestions were in the right place. We were 2 hours early. It was raining. The worst time, so I ran inside of this amazing convenience store that had warm Chinese food in 40s. And I was drinking my 40 out of my bag, like I learned from The Wire. Learned that shit from Omar. White people take all their cues from Omar on The Wire. Like, as far as like how to get away with hood rat shit. Like, seriously. So I was hanging out, and I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was really cranky, and so I was pretending to be an angsty teenager. Do you guys want to hear my impression of an angsty teenager? Yes. I think all I said was, my friend Kenny said, "Hey Josh, come over here," and I said, "Oh, Dad, shut up!" So it was really loud, and these cops came over because they thought it was a disturbance. I ended up talking with them, and there was this great moment where I was drinking my 40 out of my bag, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Look, does this brown bag make it legal? Like, does that Nick's open container?" And it's the greatest answer I've ever heard from a cop. He goes, "You know what? I don't know. And if I didn't like you, I might arrest you." Honesty is dope. Like, honesty is the dopest thing. I'm getting fat. I realized this the other day. I was wearing khaki pants that have fit me for a very long time, and I wasn't lunging, I wasn't running somewhere. I was getting out of the car, and I ripped 2 holes right in the inseam. And I was like, "Oh my God, guys, I'm getting really fat." It's so bad that, like, my dog is noticing. I live with a dog, his name's Spartacus. It's as cute as it sounds. And normally he just hangs out. Now he's like bringing the leash to my bedside, like, "Hey man, this is for both of us. If you die, how am I going to unzip the food bag?" Oh, thumbs. I'm normally pretty positive about, like, I have a ridiculously positive, like an offensively positive body image. I have a stupidly positive body. Like, it's ridiculous. I shouldn't think I look as good as I do. It's like, I look in the mirror, and you're looking at me. That's not what I see. Like, I look at me and it's like, oh, I look like Brad Pitt from Mr. and Mrs. Smith had sex with Brad Pitt from Fight Club and birthed me. It was super positive. It's always been like that. Until the other day, I ordered a coat, like a blazer, from an online store, and I got it, and I went, and it was a little tight, and I took it to this tailor. I took it to an Asian tailor, because I know quality when I see it, and I took it to an Asian tailor, and I explained to him, I was like, "Hey, I'd really like to get this jacket let out said it fits, and he was like, okay, we'll put it on. First of all, I'd like to point out how I didn't give him a stupid accent. So go me. So I put it on, and I put it on. I can't, like, the button and the hole that the button should go into, like, it's a couple inches. It might as well be a mile, right? Like, I'm sucking in everything. Like, I wore a man corset just to not embarrass myself. Like, I'm killing my kidneys, and I'm just trying to get this damn thing open. And then now, because he was a bastard about it, I'm going to give him an offensive accent. As I'm trying to button it, he goes, ha ha ha, that no way, that's not going to fit ever. He calls his wife in, says, look at this jacket, he wants to make it fit, it'll never fit. And his wife goes, oh, that'll never fit. And walks away, and now I can't ejaculate. No shot, ever. I just thrust and thrust and thrust, and all I can hear is, that never fit, you're never going to ejaculate again. That never please a woman. That's all I hear. So that's where I'm at. You guys want to hear a knock-knock joke? I'm not going to tell unless you want to hear it. So yeah, I'll tell you guys can participate. This is a really good knock-knock joke. I just want to say beforehand, 1 minute. Knock-knock. Banana? Knock-knock. Banana! Knock-knock. Orange? Aren't you gonna let me see my daughter? Damn it! Banana, Daddy loves you! Banana, Daddy loves you! You're a monster, Sheila! You're a damn monster! Right? Thank you. Thanks, man. I really like the thunder. Thanks, man. I really like the thunder. My dog hates the thunder so much, though. And the reason he hates the thunder is because he's just afraid of loud noises. You guys thought it was a basketball joke. Tricked you. I love my dog. I take him to dog parks all the time to try to socialize him, because normally it's just, just to get him out of the house while, instead of always having to watch me masturbate. And I take him to dog parks, and I love how animals communicate. Like, it's so simple, and we built up this stupid language with like 5 words that mean the same stupid thing. We're always tripping over ourselves. Like, I don't know what to say to a woman. I go to clubs dressed like this sometimes, trying to pick up women. I went to a club the other day wearing shorts, and the bouncer, first of all, every bouncer at every club I've ever been to was wearing all black, like he just got back from a high-fashion funeral. Like Ralph Lauren just died. Like a really good-looking funeral. And so I'm there, and I show him my ID, and he goes, how old are you? And I'm like, you just read my ID, I'm 25. And he looks at me, and he goes, I'm gonna let you in. Okay. But don't ever wear shorts again. I should let shit like that go, but I can't. I can't let it go. And I was just like, hey man, when you say don't ever wear shorts again, do you mean like here? Or ever? And he goes, you know what, man? Both. Just both. And he hands me back my ID. I don't know why I go to these places. Like, one thing I understand now is I used to always hear that women equate, like, sexual prowess with dancing prowess. I used to not get it until I went to these clubs. And it's sex. It's sex with clothes on. And it's dirty sex. It's filthy, shameful sex with clothes on. And I was asking a buddy of mine, I have a ridiculously good-looking friend that I go to these places with. He's hot. Like, he's Abercrombie and Fitch calendar hot. Like, I was like, what do I do? And he goes, dude, just walk on up behind him and get on it. And that's good advice for him. I'm sure any woman would be very pleased to see his abs when they turned around, to see what mystery partner just thrusted their soft member into her. I'm sure that's a treat. If I do that, that's assault. Like, that's a little bit of jail time, at least for the night. That's bad advice. You know, for someone like me. I don't know how to function in these places. Like, so I get that dancing equates to sex, but my question is, back in the 1700s when the waltz was sweeping the nation, how did that equate to sex? Like, like, he's gonna 1, 2, 3 me tonight, I'll tell you that much. He's gonna thrust in perfect triplet. That's gonna be a treat. He's really gonna curtsy to me like a man. My only saving grace is that I have a sparkling personality and a nice American chin. And if you get a chance later, check out my jawline and watch your girl quiver. I'm like a 10 from the neck up, and then like a -5. Like a -5. I have dark nipples, I can't wear white shirts, it's tough. So, it's honestly, guys, I've been drinking 40s all damn day. How am I on time? You're fine right now? Okay, cool, I don't care. I pretended like I asked a question that I cared about and I didn't. My only chance is to like get in with conversation, and you can't have a conversation because it's a EDM music, and if you don't know what EDM music, it's a music that sounds like and apparently everyone spends their entire time waiting for the drop. More than drug dealers on the wire. See, full circle. They're just waiting for the drop. I don't know what the hell the drop is. I don't like electronic dance music because if I get a nice folksy song stuck in my head while I'm at work, I can just hum that like a normal person, just singing a nice classic American guitar song, you know, something like that. You get some dance music stuck in your head. At first you're like, your supervisor comes over like, hey Josh, everything okay? If you're sick, go home. Don't be a hero. Everyone's staring at you like a crazy person at that point. It's impossible to talk to people because of the loud-ass dance music. You have to talk to people like rich white Edmond people talk to their Mexican gardeners. Hello! Can I buy you a drink? No habla your language. Trim the hedges. They're hard-working people. I'm born and raised in Oklahoma. I was born in Indiahoma. You can smell the racism as I say it. You can just picture white settlers saying, get, go on, get. Whenever I say Indiahoma. I was born in an Indian hospital who, most Indian hospitals are known for their medical breakthroughs in blanket technology. That's a really good joke, guys. Like a cultural travesty, but like, what a punchline, right? I was from Oklahoma. You get asked stupid questions when you travel to places that aren't Oklahoma, because Oklahomans are just the nicest damn people on the planet. Except for people from Wisconsin. Crazy nice in Wisconsin. Stupidly nice in Wisconsin. We draw the line. I was doing comedy in New York City. That's right. You should be impressed. Don't be impressed. Just don't. I was doing it in I was doing a show in New York in a rundown Italian restaurant. I do an open mic here in a rundown Italian restaurant every month. It's the same shit. So I'm in New York, and the MC was super douchey and thought the best way to diss me from being from Oklahoma is he goes up and he goes, this next comedian is from Oklahoma. I don't even know where that is on a map. That makes my state stupid? You can't pass 4th grade geography, but I'm the dumbass? It's got a panhandle, looks like a pot. What the hell, man? Your state isn't identifiable. It's everywhere with all these tiny-ass states up here in the colonies. We're in my colony. From a state full of badasses, a scientist went to my state and said, no one can live here. And then other people came up and said, no, we can make some meth in this state. We gonna be okay. I'm the dumbass. I had a foreign guy ask me a question. He was I went to school at OCU. Anybody know what OCU is? It's full of beauty queens and other queens. And that's right. That's why I know to make sure my shoes match my belt leather. Gays don't let it go. Your girlfriend will cut you some slack. A gay man will let you know you look like shit. Get a gay friend. They're awesome, man. We're freedom till we're equal or something like that. And so I went to OCU and they have a lot of foreign students, and this one guy, I was in the library and he was like, hey, and I was like, shh. He's like, hey. And I said, I don't care, you can talk to normal, fine. And he was like, hey, you're from Oklahoma, right? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm from here, yeah. I'm born and raised, born and bred. He goes, you grew up on farm? No. I grew up in a house with a really mean cat. But you know how to milk a cow and cut corn? I said, no, Mexicans do that. I go to grocery stores. See you later. It's really offensive, but I like it. I guess I'll leave you guys with, do you guys want to hear, you can either hear about my first kiss, or you can hear about the most embarrassing, frightening thing to ever happen to me in a bedroom where sex just happened. Sweet, the last thing is what I heard. You know, before that, I'll just say, you know what, I'll do a total, I'll tell you something before that. The book 50 Shades of Grey is making hooking up real dangerous. Because it used to be you have a nice normal hookup, things are awkward, I never have to see you again. Now I have to go get checked out and a tetanus shot. That's a tough morning. There was this girl and I had sex with her. You don't have to believe that, but it did happen. And but I want you to know I appreciate and understand your skepticism. But so I was doing mediocre, which is my best. I can only do my best. At some point you got to figure yourself out, right? Go on a journey of self-discovery, girl. I'm gonna go watch ESPN. And and we were doing the thing, and she was just like, hit me, and I was like, no. Immediately no. She's like, no, just hit me. And so I was like, all right, I was just like this, just barely anything. And she was like, Josh, I said hit me, and I was like, no, and she said, hit me, and I hit her. Hard, I got embarrassed. I got so embarrassed, my whole body went red. I finally realized I am 1/64th Cherokee, guys. Right there. Just like in that racist Peter Pan number, you remember? And, super racist. So, why is the red man red? Because Disney doesn't give a damn. Whole body goes red, and then she's like, choke me, and I'm like, I'm not seeing a judge again, because I'm pretty sure she told me to is the worst defense ever. So I gripped her, I gripped her throat like you would grip a beer so that it doesn't fall out of your hand at a party, and everyone's like, Lathe, he's a faggot again, because you play the clarinet in vain, and it looks like you're blowing a big black dick while you're thumbing it. Tongue the reed. I know. So I just grabbed her throat, and she hits me in the face and goes, choke me. And I lost it. Picked her up, two hands, started choking her. I was like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse meets Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. I was tapping ass and kicking ass. Throwing her around the room, tossing her around, marching down the stairs, slammed that body down, and then dug a hole to hide the body. Because I take shit too far. My name's Josh Sadie. Thank you guys so much.